Hey, DirtFarmerJay here from DirtFarmerJay.com. What's better, peat moss or Coir? Well, there's quite a rumble out there in the internet. People are pretty emotional about it. Stay tuned and I'll give you some facts and you can make up your own mind. Hey, DirtFarmerJay here from DirtFarmerJay.com. Well, there's quite a discussion out there about whether peat moss is a good product to use in the garden for growing starts or whether Coir is. And Coir is a coconut product. Sometimes it's a byproduct and sometimes plantations are planted primarily to get a lot of Coir. So it's not just a byproduct, but it has burst onto the gardening scene. Now, one thing before we go a bit further, let's get pronunciation down right. Coir, spelled C-O-I-R, gets a lot of different pronunciations, but let me just give you a memory cue that'll help you. If you came up to me and we were talking and you felt that I was being a little sarcastic and you said, hey, are you being coy with me? And I retorted, no, you're being coyer than I am. You got it. It's Coir. That's how it's pronounced. Now that we got that little bit of unpleasantry out of the way, let's talk about these two products. Well, you've probably heard a lot of things out there or read a lot, and if you've landed here, you have an interest in this. What's better, Coir, peat moss? You may have heard a lot of material about this being a non-sustainable material, that the peat bogs, 80% of peat moss is produced out of Canada, by the way, and the peat bogs up there, that they're killing off all of those areas. It's non-sustainable. It's really bad on the environment. Well, like anything like that, you really have to do your research and realize there's a lot of sustainability that is going on. What kind of farmer destroys his ability to reharvest again in the future? And so they've done a lot of work to make sure that they can come back in later years, reharvest again, leave the ecosystem intact. Coir, while it is true, is from the husk of coconuts, and coconuts are used for a lot of other things, such as culinary coconut flakes, coconut oil, coconut milk, used a lot in Pan-Asian food, especially in Thai cooking, where coconut milk is used. To just call it a pure byproduct that was going to go to the dump anyway is not accurate at all. 80% of the production of Coir is done in India and Sri Lanka. Other nations such as Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, the Philippines, and even Brazil and South America are other sources of Coir. So that ought to tell you something right there. There's transportation costs and transportation carbon footprint that goes into production of Coir. Another thing to consider is the working conditions of the human element. If we put any weight on humans, and I hope you do, then when these are produced, how healthy are the working conditions? Well, Coir is a very dusty product. It's produced in countries that historically have not had good working conditions, but in all fairness, there's a lot of work being done because of the economic positive impact this product is producing in those countries. So the trade and production associations are doing quite a bit to improve the working conditions. Now, what about the physical characteristics of both of these? Well, as you can see right here, this block of Coir is ultra compressed. Once it is, let's say, reconstituted by adding water to it and you expand it, you and I can't get it back into this form. This form is put in through a press, forms, and used in hydraulic, very high pressures that you and I are not able to produce, whereas peat moss is a semi-compressed product. So you can see very compressed right here in the flakes here versus peat moss that, as you see me reach in the bag here and grab that and lift it, it's somewhat in big flakes. It's semi-compressed, so a little bit difference. pH. This tends to be very neutral. If you remember any of your chemistry, 7.0 on the pH scale is neutral. This is right around neutral, where peat moss tends to run on the acidic side, being around 3.8 to 4.0 pH. But keep in mind that whatever you're watering your garden with is ultimately going to determine the pH as well as the surrounding soil. So where we live in the mountain west of the United States, our water is very alkaline, basic. And so even if I put in a lot of peat moss, ultimately it's going to neutralize because the water itself is basic. It's going to neutralize and buffer this and all that. So just keep that in mind for those of you who are thinking, I'm just going to plant things in peat moss to grow acidic plants, but you're in a place that's got basic water. That's a lot of work to maintain that. What about durability in the soil? Well, peat moss breaks down pretty quickly. Coir hangs on longer. It doesn't break down as quickly. And to help you understand that, think of some other Coir products you're familiar with. Some of those placemats that you've seen, the bristles. How about some of those bristle brushes or for cleaning that are made with Coir or coconut fiber? Very durable, very resistant to salt degradation in salty or maritime settings, and sometimes are made into ropes that did well in salty conditions. So keep those in mind, the two different ones. So what is better? Well, read the resources in the description below and make up your own mind. As for Dirt Farmer Maggie and me, we're comfortable using either one. We think they're both great products. However, Coir is slightly more expensive at this point. You can understand that. It has to be transported a longer distance. Somebody's got to pay for that. So, but either one is fine because they both have environmental trade-offs. There's not a villain and a hero in this. They both have contributions and detractions. Well, if you found this video to be helpful, won't you like it? And better yet, subscribe to our channel. And when you do, ring that bell because then approximately every Friday, you'll be notified of great content about the home, the garden, the kitchen, out in the shop. It's just being a great homeowner where you can just do it yourself. And while you're at it, check out DirtFarmerJay.com and look at our blogs, all sorts of extra content, ways you can interact with us, and our new merchandise line. Hats, shirts, coffee mugs. We'd love to have you be part of the family of those people that just show that you just like to do it yourself. Until the next time, this is Dirt Farmer Jay from DirtFarmerJay.com.